Last year, Sony released a magnificent camera, although it was rather pricey. It was the RX100. Now, they've come out with a successor, which is the RX100 II. So it's not like an RX200 or something. So it's not too many changes, but it keeps that 1-inch sensor, and I have to say, it is a fantastic device. Here's why. At some point last year, Sony released a camera which was outstanding in every single category. It was Sony RX100, and it may look similar to what I have here on the table, but it isn't. This is the RX100 II, and it promises a whole host of different features over its predecessor to potentially make this the best compact camera in the market you could get. One that can fit into your pocket, one that's only 39mm thick, and it certainly does the job. Now, it actually has a protective cover here on the bottom that's not part of it, but just to show you what it's like, really is outstanding. Key things to remember: it has a hot shoe element at the top here, so you can add a viewfinder, for example. The screen at the back will look exactly the same as it did last time, the only difference being you can tilt it out like such. Really, really quite cool. And a whole host of other things, bells and whistles, which could actually prove to be a lot more than just that and really add a whole new element to this camera. So, let's get into it. Okay, so now, firstly, this maintains that 1-inch sensor inside, which is absolutely massive. It's the only camera in its category with a 1-inch sensor. Now, obviously, with that, you can take really, really, really nice pictures. There's the backlit sensor as well, so low light conditions, you probably won't find a compact camera which can take pictures in that setting better than it right here. So obviously, outstanding, really, really awesome. On top of that, it's 20 megapixels, but like I always stress, it's not about megapixels unless you're making a big, big billboard or something, which I presume most people there are not. It'll certainly get the job done though. Now, the ring around here, let me just switch it on so you can actually see. It's really, really works fantastically well. If you have it in aperture priority, this will immediately switch to aperture. Obviously, shutter speed, etc. It will switch accordingly. So it's really smart enough to do that. But it can also be customized to exactly how you want. Just gonna switch it off for a second. Now, this is really cool. Now, I can tilt it out like such, so I can shoot from the hip. That's something I like to do. It gives a completely different angle to whatever picture you're trying to take. You can see it's got that hinge right there. One minus point is this screen is still not touchscreen like the one before as well. So I wish it kind of was, but at the same time, I'm quite settled not to have that. Oh, I absolutely love it. Now comes something which I find really fun. Now, I haven't talked a lot about what the lens can do, etc., because honestly, it's exactly the same as the RX100, the predecessor to this. So outstanding in a lot of conditions, except the video. I mean, the video is not that great. Maybe I'm comparing it too much to something much higher end because, well, it's kind of logical given the price of this, which is a lot. So one thing I have to talk about, which is really cool, with the inclusion for the first time on a Sony device of NFC and also of Wi-Fi. Really, really nifty. So example, for the NFC, if it's an Android device, because iOS doesn't have NFC, you just have the phone open, you have the app ready. Actually, you don't even need to do that. You just have to make sure the picture's open on the back of the camera. You touch the devices, it will instantly share with your phone. So you can share it out on Facebook and on Instagram, Twitter, whatever you like to use. Now the Wi-Fi is really cool as well. Connect it to the devices by touching it again, and suddenly you'll find yourself controlling the actual camera with your phone. As you can see right there, that's looking at me as I'm talking. Show how cool that is, but nonetheless, an awesome little feature to put in and adding more bells and whistles to the RX100 II. All in, I have to say this is a fantastic compact camera. It really is a great substitute for one of the bigger ones that you might find yourself carrying. if you're going to go on holiday, this could really be the device that you need to take unless you're a professional photographer or something. And even if you are a pro, this is a great backup device to have. It really has everything you need apart from a touch screen, although I'm not the biggest fan of those in the first place. Sometimes they work well, sometimes they don't. So it could be a blessing in disguise. The 1-inch sensor inside here, the inclusion of the hot shoe element there so it can actually put a viewfinder in. The tiltable screen make this a standout device. The pictures you can take in low light settings as well are really in a class of its own for a device this size in the compact category. It really is outstanding. They've stepped up everything they've had from the RX100 to really make the RX100 II a great device. The only stickler for me would be the price point, which, to be honest, is well over 2,000 ringgit. Now that does mean that the RX100 is sold at the same time. It hasn't been taken off the shelves, and that's now cheaper. But after you've played the RX100 II, you'll find yourself really hard-pressed to see why you want its predecessor in the first place. An outstanding camera. Some of its competitors would be something from Fujifilm or maybe one of the bigger models from Canon, because I find this much better than something like the S110. And really, I cannot recommend this enough. A 5 out of 5. Well done, Sony. You've made a masterpiece of device. So much fun to use. So many great memories you could capture with this.
Malaysian Toon this is the first time we are doing this in Malaysia. It is a platform that we have created for budding and new entrepreneurs to showcase their products. If you look around you, you have Animax Me, the Super Squad is here, Umi is here. We have at least chosen 10 companies that we are looking at to be able to push up. But if you can also see, we have also collaboration with Animas, for example. Yeah. But this is something that's very exciting that we believe that we want a lot of people to understand, because currently these smaller companies, they don't have airtime, nor do they have the opportunity to expose themselves or their work of art. Yeah. But if you realize what is happening is that if you look around you, you will see that there are a lot of good quality products out there. This is the first time that we are doing this, and obviously being the first time, it has its own challenges. Yeah? One of them, of course, people are not sure what is going to happen initially. Yeah? But now, as you can see, it is happening and it's quite lively, very exciting. So I think the environment is there. Yeah? The possibilities are really endless. That's what I see. The only thing, obviously, right now, as this is being the first time, it has its own set of challenges. But I believe we plan to do this annually. Yeah. So I think what will happen is that once they see the success, yeah, there'll be more people that will come in and also join this kind of program that we have.
Just you and me. Come on!